Warfare has always pushed the boundaries of engineering, but sometimes it pushed them right off a cliff. Welcome to a countdown of ideas so bizarre, you'll wonder what they were thinking. These are the top 10 military vehicles that should have never been built. From doomed tanks to flying submarines, these machines weren't just failures, they were monumental misjudgments in the history of warfare. And we start the countdown with number 10. Number 10. The V-2 Rocket Mobile Launch Pad. This entry isn't about a weapon, but about its most ill-conceived presentation, the German mobile launch pad for the V-2 rocket. The idea was simple: hide and quickly deploy a fearsome weapon using a massive truck and hydraulics. The reality? A multi-ton sitting duck. Setup took hours, and its enormous silhouette was visible from the air for miles. One precise airstrike would turn this wonder into a pile of scrap. It looked more like an expensive method of self-destruction than a tactical advantage. Number 9. The Schwere Gustav and Dora. If you think bigger is better, meet the proof against it. The Schwere Gustav and Dora, the largest cannons ever built. An 80-centimeter caliber, a 1,350-ton monster that required 2 parallel railway tracks and a battalion of men to move. It could fire 7-ton shells over 47 kilometers. But its effectiveness was negligible. Weeks of assembly, a limited firing arc, and extreme vulnerability to aircraft turned this steel giant into a symbol of a hybrid between genius and utter pointlessness. Number 8. The Tsar tank. Sometimes the problem isn't overcomplication, but a complete disregard for physics. The Russian Tsar tank, or Netopir. Imagine 2 giant front wheels, 9 meters in diameter, and a tiny rear trolley. Designers thought it would be impervious to trenches and craters. On its very first test, the rear support hopelessly bogged down in soft ground, while the giant wheels spun helplessly. The costly project was scrapped instantly, leaving behind only photographs of one of history's most grotesque tanks. Number 7. The A-40 flying tank. What if a tank just needed wings? Soviet engineers in 1942 took this question literally. Project A-40, tank wings. A light T-60 tank was attached to a giant glider and towed behind a bomber. The idea: deliver armor to partisans behind enemy lines. The reality: the tank was far too heavy even for the most powerful plane. The single test flight nearly ended in disaster, forcing the pilot to jettison the unwieldy cargo. The dream of a flying tank was shattered by the harsh laws of aerodynamics. Number 6. The Bob Semple tank. A symbol of sheer desperation. In World War II, New Zealand, lacking any proper armor, built its own tank from a tractor and corrugated iron sheets. The Bob Semple tank was a hilarious and tragic contraption. Its armor was laughable, its guns were few, and its silhouette was unmistakably agricultural. It never saw combat, becoming a permanent monument to the idea that sometimes sheer enthusiasm is no substitute for actual engineering. Number 5. The Kugelpanzer, the ball tank. One of the strangest captured relics of the war, the German Kugelpanzer, or ball tank. A single-seat armored sphere propelled by small wheels and a tiny engine. Its purpose remains a mystery: reconnaissance, an observation post. What's clear is that it was almost useless. Its visibility was poor, its armament virtually non-existent, and its cross-country ability was comical. It remains a curious footnote, a metallic enigma that went nowhere. Number 4. The cyclocrane. When engineers try to reinvent the wheel, and the wing. The American cyclocrane or cyclogyro, a helicopter that replaced traditional blades with rotating cylinders fitted with wings. The result was a monstrously complex, unstable, and dangerous machine. The prototype, barely lifted off, was incredibly hard to control and offered no advantage over conventional designs. It was a perfect example of over-engineering a solution to a problem that didn't exist. Number 3. The Flying Submarine. The ultimate Cold War fantasy. A plane that lands on water, transforms into a submarine, completes its mission, and takes off again. Projects in the US and USSR chased this dream, but the conflicting requirements were its doom. A plane needs to be light. A submarine needs to withstand immense pressure. The hybrids were either terrible planes or terrible submarines. The flying sub remained a dazzling, impossible concept, forever stuck on the drawing board. Number 2. The Object 279. The Soviet Object 279 was a terrifyingly heavy tank with a unique 4-track chassis and a cast, saucer-shaped hull designed to resist nuclear blast waves. It was an impregnable fortress and completely impractical. Its immense weight made it a bridge crusher, its wide body was a logistical nightmare, and its cost was astronomical. It was the peak of paranoid over-engineering, a tank built for an apocalyptic war that, thankfully, never came. Number 1, the Habakkuk Project. And at number 1, the project that outcrazed them all. The British Habakkuk, an aircraft carrier made of ice, or rather, pykrete, a mixture of ice and wood pulp. A ship 600 meters long, supposedly unsinkable and cheap to build. But its genius had a fatal flaw. It required massive refrigeration plants to maintain, and its viability in warmer waters was a huge question mark. The war ended before this icy Leviathan could be completed, leaving us to wonder, was it a brilliant breakthrough or the greatest maritime adventure in history? What unites all these failures is one thing: they were children of their time, a time of desperation, arms races, and boundless, sometimes blind, optimism. They teach us that even the boldest innovations must be checked against the map of reality. Which project do you think was the biggest mistake? Let us know in the comments below. If you enjoyed this tour through the Museum of Military Misfires, smash the like button for this video. It's the best way to support our channel. Subscribe to Top 10 The Best and hit the bell icon so you don't miss our next stories about the most incredible inventions and disasters in history. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next video.